Hey Virgo, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through this week's reading. This is going to be for the week of July 12th through the 18th. And yes, for those of you paying attention, I am one day late in getting you this reading as per the schedule I laid out last week. Nevertheless, I'm going to give you a full 7 days ahead, meaning this reading is for the 12th through the 18th. Likely you'll see it overlap by a day next week because your reading will come out a day earlier. All that being said, let's dive into your reading. What is going on with Virgo? The Hermit energy. Okay. It's very much getting the perspective on something that you feel like you really should know. Star in reverse here at the bottom of the deck says, the light in the Hermit's lantern is something you feel like you should know. It's an awareness of of your destiny, for lack of a better term. Like, what is meant for me? What is my higher purpose? Or what is going to be healing for me? This may have you withdrawing from a situation in order to gain perspective. It's probable. What's the challenge for Virgo? Oh, you've been in this energy for a while. It feels like at least a couple of weeks. What's the challenge for Virgo? Finding alignment, the Chariot. You want momentum, but you also want to keep the brakes on. Gosh, do you ever want momentum? The Chariot and the Knight of Swords in reverse are the two fastest moving energies in the deck. You could feel pressure to move fast, and that's why you're hitting the brakes. But I think it's more nuanced than that. I feel like you know that it's important that you position yourself correctly to capitalize on whatever momentum or whatever speed is going to be available to you or is already available to you. Like, imagine you're at the center of a bunch of train tracks all headed out in different directions. The Hermit would say, well, until I know exactly where every train is headed, and I can zoom out and see what is that close to, and what sort of activities would I have, and what do I envision my life being like if I take this direction or that direction or that direction. You don't want to get on any one train and kind of hitch yourself to that trajectory until you feel more certain about the reason, the why. Is this meant for me? You don't just want to deduce the most logical course of action. You want it to be meaningful. I also feel like you feel that you could align with this or that or that or that, which kind of has you questioning what to align yourself with, because you can't go in all directions at the same time, at least not this fractal of your consciousness, right? You're going to subjectively experience one at a time, unless you're like, timeline jumping frequently, which is possible these days. We have another kind of retreat within card here to underscore the Hermit energy in the Four of Swords. You could be telling a person or people, multiple people, that you need a timeout. Possibly to nurse some emotional wounds, Five of Cups there. To properly grieve for something that you've been sad about. Let's see your focus. Weighing your options, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords reversed, in secret. You want to make this decision away from prying eyes. The reversal says you are ready to or on the verge of releasing something that you've been keeping aloft, something you've been putting effort into, that it's just like, oh, you want to, I'm going to use like a juggling metaphor, right? So if you're juggling, just say two things, but it could be 3, 5, 7, could be whatever amount of things you're juggling. You want to release the stuff that isn't meaningful or feels extra so that you can focus and make room for either the remaining things you might be paring down, or oh, and now I'm correcting myself. So I just put it down in the upright. Yeah, yep, that is the way it came out. Okay. I don't know why just a moment ago I was giving the interpretation of the Two of Pentacles in reverse, so I must have been looking at it in a different angle. Nevertheless, I'm sure I was guided to say that for those of you that needed to hear the emphasis on release here, because you have this energy of doing a lot. It's taking stock of what can I handle? Am I at my maximum? Or do I want to release something in order to make room for being able to handle something new? And more kind of like putting the brakes on energy here just keeps kind of coming through this reading in various ways and forms. Eight of Wands in reverse is like, there's all this momentum and you're like, stop. I need time. I need to gain perspective. And you're not ready to reveal what you're mulling over, or I feel like this is a very private, personal thing. What led up to this in the recent past? Another Seven in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. This is either breaking down boundaries. You may have had your walls up or had set a certain boundary that you're reevaluating or recently reevaluated and kind of tore that down. So it's like, this is my position and I'm going to defend it sort of boundary. I see things this way and this is my hill and I'll die on it sort of an energy. The reversal of that means like rethinking that sort of thing. Like a boundary or a rule you have in a relationship. Like it has to be like this and this and this have to be this way and that way and that way. Like, oh, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it can be different. It's also possible that there's some sort of boundary between people that you have, at least from your side of the boundary, you are like dismantling that wall. If you've had your walls up, your defenses engaged, you may be like backing off to gain perspective because you feel like, oh, I'm dismantling, I'm taking the bricks down one by one. What am I doing here? Well, I'm letting this person get closer to me. hold on, I need to understand why I'm doing this before I actually do it. Because once I make that choice and I get on that train, it's going to take me zoom zoom in that direction, and I want to be certain. Queen of Swords, I want to make sure that I am reading the situation clearly and correctly, accurately. The way that Spirit is guiding you through the situation is by bringing people into your life and or motivating the people who are already in your life, inspiring the people who are already in your life to participate with you in a give and take that feels right, that feels good, that you are giving what you have to offer and they are giving what they have to offer, and it's meeting one another's needs in a very reciprocal way that just feels good. It also feels a lot about timing, about like right place, right time to give what that person needs, or right place, right time to receive what you need from someone who is entering your life. It feels very synchronous. Like we're talking about you and other people in your life responding to intuitive hits from the universe, from source, from spirit, from their higher selves, in order to make your paths cross at the time where you need to give them something or they need to give you something. Could be like guardian angels, earth angels, playing out past life karma with people who are coming through your life for a reason or a season. But it's also about getting you to a state where you feel like what you have to offer is needed. What you are offering, what you want to offer of yourself to the people or jobs or situations in your life, that it is, desired, it's wanted, it's needed. You're making an impact in a way that is helpful to whomever you are giving to. And vice versa. It's like, well, I know what I need. I need this, I need that. And it's spirit aligning you with people and situations that are going to meet your needs in a very like true and genuine, positive sense. In the near future, we have the Hierophant. This is commitment. This is feeling like putting roots down. It's feeling less like wanting to Sun in reverse. It's feeling less like I need to break free. I need to be out exploring the world in order to feel whole and happy. It's a shift in your internal guidance system toward craving permanence or craving stability. Like, I want to put this in writing, or I want to state my intentions for a long-term commitment to something. And in your situation here, I feel like we're talking about you saying, okay, I know which train I want to get on. Whatever that represents to you, it's going to be because you know your needs are going to be met and what you have to give is going to be well received in that direction. So it doesn't mean you're committing to a person. I think you're committing to a trajectory. You're committing to the path you want to take. Show me surprise energy. What is going to impact the situation that Virgo doesn't see coming? Six of Cups in reverse, Devil in reverse. You suspect that some part of your life is too good to be true, despite how badly you want it. You want it badly, and you possibly vilify that desire within yourself, like you feel bad about wanting it so much. I can really see this coming through as a surprise of engaging with the thing that you want and being surprised that it is turning out to be a good thing for you. It's also possible that you release yourself of something that almost felt addictive. Like, I want it so bad, I'm to the level of obsession. And you could take off those rose-tinted glasses and see a situation for what it is. That's something you had been pining for and remembering as much better than it actually was. You could engage with that energy with fresh eyes and find yourself much less obsessed with it. As those cards came out, we had the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck, which resonates on a similar frequency to what we have at the heart of your reading, the Hermit. Because they both represent hitting pause on life to some degree and pulling away in order to gain a better understanding, the Hermit zooms out because they want the big picture perspective. The Hanged Man zooms in. It's the microscope. It's putting one facet of your life under the microscope, so to speak, so that you can really look at all the details of it and understand it fully. So I feel like this is one facet of your life that you're going to gain a more detailed, nuanced understanding of by getting up close to it. Show me hopes and fears. What is Virgo hopeful for? And what are they concerned about? So these came out to the side, so I'm going to read it both ways, which is fine because hopes and fears I always read kind of two sides to the same coin, right? So we have the Four of Pentacles and, well, I'll just show you upright so you can see the art better. Four of Pentacles and Temperance. You've got this energy of wanting to be patient, yet feeling impatient, or the people in your life putting pressure on you to act before you feel ready. Feeling like there are things that could come together or should come together, and yet it's paired with this energy of the feeling of lack. Like, I have got to hold on damn tight to whatever I have, because if I don't, it could escape. I could lose it. I could lose my grip on this thing. I don't know if I'll ever get something as good. I don't know if... It's fear-based, okay? I feel like these two energies are at odds with one another. Because in order to open up to what Spirit is aligning you with and have this inner sense of peace and faith that things are working out in your favor, that you are on the path toward getting everything that you want in life, you limit yourself from being able to receive anything more than what you have if you grasp onto it so tightly that it starts to suffocate. So this is either you behaving in this way, you're hopeful that things will grow and you'll still be able to receive more, whatever Spirit is aligning you with, that's going to be more harmonious, more uplifting, give you a greater sense of fulfillment. feel like, oh yes, this is what I'm meant for, sort of energy with Temperance. And yet, you kind of don't want to let go of what you have in order to make room for that growth, that expansion that Spirit wants to bring in. It's either that, or someone else might be kind of choking the life out of a situation by clinging on to you tightly. So you could have this feeling of, well, I want to leave myself open for what's next. I don't want to feel smothered. I don't want to feel like someone is clinging to me, like they absolutely need me, like they're afraid of losing me. If that's the case, I mean, you're kind of in the same boat with them. You don't want to lose them either. But there's kind of this toxic energy to the Four of Pentacles that is kind of squeezing the joy out of the situation. They want me to say this, that love and fear cannot occupy the same space at the same time. And the Four of Pentacles is a very fearful energy. It feels loving in the moment because you're like, oh, I can't possibly live without this thing that I'm holding onto so tightly. But it isn't based in love. It's based in fear. And that adage of, if you love something or someone, set it free, and if it's meant to be, it'll come back to you. That's the resolution of this energy. That's the way to solve it. Is if you really, really want to keep something, don't try to set limits on it. Don't try to, you'll choke the life out of it if you hold on to it too tightly. Your end result. Interesting combination. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to do my best to give you interpretation here, because we have these kind of conflicting energies showing up, which hopefully are going to make sense to you in your situation, because at face value, it doesn't feel like a resolution per se to me. We have the Lovers. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. We have the Ten of Cups reversed, and we have, the Ten of Wands. So 2 tens, that is finality. That's the end of a cycle in some way. And for big fans of the channel who are asking me, well, why didn't you tell us the Ace of Swords? It's because it came out in a grouping. If that doesn't make sense to you, it's not important. It's just something I typically do in my channel. But it's not relevant for this. Okay. There will be romance. With someone that you care about very deeply. It's most likely that expression of love together, coming into the same, into union, coming together in order to find out how the connection feels. You guys may have been separated for some time because it feels like there's this it feels like a reunion of sorts. What happens as a result of this union? Lots of positive emotions coming through here. Very enjoyable experience, but you're getting clarity that something isn't going to lead to your fullest measure of happiness, and that it's time to finish it. It's time to be done with it. So you get a no, a clarity that something is a no. You get a realization of what is truly going to make you happy and the fact that it's not exactly this. And the urge to put an end to something through taking actions toward ending it. A commitment in a responsible, committed way, in a kind way, maybe. They want me to emphasize a sense of like fulfilling an obligation or not leaving someone in the lurch. This is definitely not like ghosting someone, but it is ending something. Ending a romance. Yeah, making a decision that's a no, Judgment in reverse. I'm not sure how much clarity this is giving you, Virgo, because I'm getting the sense you have kind of multiple irons in the fire. But hopefully it's resonating with you specifically enough that it's gonna help. That's my intention. Let's get you some advice. How can Virgo work with these energies for their highest and best good? I want to start with the bottom of the deck and then we'll go to the advice card. We have the Three of Wands in reverse, which tells me don't wait around on anyone else to come through for you. The ball is in your court here. The advice is to find balance, to make peace, to be fair, to be just. To find balance. Everything that I was talking about with the Two of Pentacles, Spirit is just advocating for you to make the right choice here, for you and for everyone involved, because it's going to have far-reaching consequences. This is another major arcana card, which says it's going to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Ripple? No, there's another word. Reverberate. It's going to reverberate this decision into the future in ways that impact the trajectory that you're going to be on for a while. I think you already know that. You don't need me to kind of drill that home. It's also saying that this energy is available to you. If you think it's not, keep looking, keep considering, keep looking for that perspective that you haven't quite hit on yet, because something that feels like a smooth and fair and even resolution to everyone is possible. Doesn't mean that everyone's gonna be thrilled about the outcome. Definitely not, because we have this like, oh, maybe at one point it was a yes, this is my long-term emotional fulfillment, this is my joy, this is my happiness, but right now, no, it's not. It's still passionate, it's still romantic, the fire is still there, but is the emotional fulfillment there behind it? Clarity, no. Clearly feeling that no, it's not. And I don't think you're going to have to break anyone's heart here. I think you're going to feel it and they're going to feel it. You might have to be the one to say it, because your advice is, like, find that balance. And don't wait on anyone else to come toward you with the information. Like, don't wait for the resolution to fall in your lap, okay? So I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. I hope that helped. Good luck this week. I will see you back next week. Bye.